Welcome back to Building a $1 Million a Month Business Empire in Public on YouTube for everybody to watch. This is day 17. It's currently 12 a.m. so in the evening, in Dubai at the moment, 17th of April, 2025. If you're new to this series, this is a day-to-day breakdown on what we're doing within our business portfolio to build it to $1 million a month. Ideally within the next year or so. So let's jump in. Let's break down how things work. So number one we normally do is Q&A. If you have any questions about business, SMMA, growth, marketing, anything at all, drop it in there and we'll get it sorted out. So at the moment, we don't have many questions because it's on that side of it. Daily check-in as well is what we normally hit. All right. So daily check-in in terms of our internal targets in the SMMA and sort of our portfolio we're working towards. And then also a business debrief and a couple of thoughts and things we're having at the minute. Now, let's jump straight in. Like I said, there's no Q&A and things on the end of it. All right. But there is a daily check-in. So our target that we've been working towards, if anyone knows and follows along, has been 10 clients. So let me put it on there. So 10 clients signed up. It was ideally by the 15th of April we was aiming for, or the 10th. And the reason we wanted to sign up for that was 25k revenue, right? To 35k MRR, like recurring revenue. I'm happy to say that this is done. We hit 10 clients today. On that side of it, 10 clients done. We were 2 days late. So it's the 17th rather than the 15th, but we made it on the end of it. A little bit pissed that we're a bit late, but we'll do it again next month and we'll do it better. So by the end of this month, we're probably going to end up with an extra 5 clients we wanted to do with you, in that side and on that end of it. But it's like I said, it's a nice bump to our monthly recurring revenue. Now, that's our main goal we have. And we have a secondary goal at the moment, which is hiring a creative strategist. That's what we're looking for. So creative strategist, what they do, statement wise, is they're basically the lead on a client's ad creative. So their whole role is to find new ad creative types, to create new templates, new template banks, and also get content ready 3 months ahead of time. So have it ready for Christmas, Easter, whatever it might be. So in terms of our goals and things, we're doing pretty fucking good. I'm happy with that. Like I said, we could obviously be a little bit better, but for now, I'm happy with that. Now, I do want to, tomorrow I'm going to be dropping a video on a secret system we use to generate these 10 clients with 0 ad spend. These are all referral based clients through a system we call symbiotic partnerships. And I'll go through that on that thing tomorrow because I need about 20 minutes to break it all down. But for now, I want to go through a quick business debrief. Now, business debrief for us today comes down to one thing in particular. And that one thing in particular is about being firm but fair with your team members, right? Giving leniency when it's needed, but also being strict and a hard policy on that side of it. So as you go into your business, as you begin to scale, it's really, really important that you come in and you're strict with people on that side of it where it makes sense, right? Now, I say that because I would be the first one to say myself, we're probably way too lenient for some of our team members, and it's only come back to bite us. So over this last month or so, we've been really, really strict. So you need to set your non-negotiables for each department and your KPIs for each team member and KPIs, right? So go through, set your KPIs. So you might say, if we're looking at the call center appointment setters, you might say, right, we need, 150 dials. We need, less than 3 mistakes a month in terms of what they're doing. Obviously 0 would be even better. And we also want 3 bookings a day. And these need to be your non-negotiables that you hold everyone to. And you create for them a scorecard with each of these metrics on there. So all 3 on here, and you give them a score. So you might say, if you're above 150, that's an A, right? If you're 100 to 150, that's a B. If you're less than 100, that's a C. If you're less than 50, that's a D on that end of it. You do it for each of them. 0 mistakes is an A, 1 mistake is a B, 2 mistakes is a C, D, etc., etc. You get the policy. And then what you do is you'd go through at the end of each month, and you would grade them, say, right, you got a B here, you got an A here, and you got a C here. Now, what you do is you'd go in and you say, right, okay, Amy, today it's your end of month review. You are at an A for dials, a B for mistakes, and C for bookings. So we can see you're putting in the effort. You aren't making tons of mistakes, but you aren't getting the bookings, so we can work with you on that side. So what you need to create is effectively a scorecard. That's what it's called internally. A scorecard for every single role, for every KPI they're going after. And then you need to assign them what we call here your North Star KPI, your North Star metric. So every single role should have one main core focus they're going for. So for this particular client, it's going to be, so their North Star is going to be bookings. And that's where everything leads into it. So all of these here, all of these different sort of, these different mini KPIs we've got, all of these, all they're doing is they're just leading into the bookings themselves, to make sure that we're getting bookings. So obviously if their dials are low, they aren't going to get bookings. If they're making mistakes, it's going to affect the bookings. And if they obviously aren't getting bookings, that leads into their North Star. But the reason is you need to be super strict on this and have zero tolerance when it comes down to it. So for example, if somebody is, if they're across the board and they're, this one, they're coming on here and you say, right, well, your dials are a D, this is a D, this is a D. You give them a written warning and say, look, we need to get these to X position. Otherwise this role isn't going to work for you anymore. And instead of all of them, if you have like an A player in one status, you've got A status on dials, great. But if you've got D status on mistakes, that's something to flag up. So the long and short is there's a bit of a shorter one of things today is setting your non-negotiables and then holding people to them and having zero tolerance on it. If somebody makes a mistake, flag it up, put it on their monthly review. If they're behind target, behind KPIs, give them a chance, give them a maximum chance, give them 3 chances, and that's it. If they're still messing up and they aren't going in the right direction, it's pointless. So it's really, really important you have that done and it's strict and you're maintaining, like I said, a tight team on that side of it. And that is it. So it's a nice quick one today because tomorrow I've got a banger of a video coming out on our symbiotic partnership system that we use. We'll go for it tomorrow. I'll teach you how to make, like I said, 25 to 35k off of zero ad spend. So stay tuned for that. We'll jump into it. In the meantime though, make some money, have some fun and fuck shit up. That's our main policy here, Let's go for it.